Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button so you're not missing any of these reactions, any of my vlogs about my mental health journey, or any of my celebrity interviews about their mental health journeys. Today, I have a special treat for you guys. I was actually invited personally by Bloodywood themselves to do a reaction to a new song that they have called Gaddarr. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I got to do a reaction to them a few months ago when I did Jee Veerey, and it was so amazing. Like, everything about the song, the video, the music was mind-blowing. I had no idea that Indian folk metal was a thing, but I'm very happy that I got introduced to it. It was incredible. It really just had me sitting there with my jaw on the floor going, oh my god, this is such an amazing, not only amazing talent, but the message was so powerful and thought-provoking, and of course it was about mental health. It means live brave one was what the song title translates to, and I was just sitting there afterwards going, I don't even know what to say. So I'm really excited to see what they have this time, if it's along the same theme, if it's a completely different theme, what we've got going on, so let's jump into it.
ये मुसलमान का खून, ये हिंदू का खून। बता, मुसलमान का कौन सा, हिंदू का कौन सा? बता, साले बनाने वाले ने फर्क नहीं किया, तू कौन आता फर्क करने वाला? Turning to faith, turning to hate, turning to votes, turning to notes. Like a kind of black money with the antidote. Best kind of bloody, yeah, we're bringing the hope. You gotta walk the rope, up on your block, provoked. And what you're not sure you wanna go, block the boat. Where you at? I don't need no gun. I bring the fire and the fury of the third one, son.
Okay, I gotta touch there for a second. There's, oh my god. All right. I caught the mention of the value, the compassion of Christ, and as a non-believer myself, I struggle a lot with a lot of religious people because they seem to have forgotten the values of compassion and the positive teachings of Jesus or of their preferred religious figure. I feel like it's turned all into such a hateful narrative, and I grew up Baptist, and that just wasn't what I was taught. I never, maybe it's just I was naive, but I never latched onto that. So it's very difficult for me as an adult to see how people are taking the message of Christ and turning into this muddled reason to hate each other. And I often say, you know, if there is a God, I just hope that he can save me from his followers, because God, Jesus, I believe that they are good entities, good beings if they're there, but their followers seem to have really muddled their message, and that makes me very, very sad. And the mentioning of being adamant, walking hand in hand with them all. I have gotten in trouble so many times in my life because I am that person that, some people call it a curse, that I can see another person's point of view even if I disagree with them. And I can in some way empathize with them and at least be able to understand where they're coming from, even if I walk away still disagreeing. That seems to be something we've completely lost, and I think we need to be taking hands even with people that we disagree with and listening to their story and listening to their struggles and listening to the things they desire, because we probably have a lot more common ground than we want to believe. And the faith turning into hate, hate turning into votes, that, oh my god, that literally is the battle cry right now of America, that we have taken the beauty of faith and hope and turned it into something ugly and terrible, and then used all of that fear to garner votes. And we're not even really garnering votes for a person, we're just garnering votes against another person. So that's really just absolutely tragic to me.
folk, I'm what you're not. Sure you wanna go rock the boat. Never will I stop, never will I say die. I said never will I stop, never will I say. Never will I stop, never will I say die. I said never will I stop, never will I. Slow clap the crap, they call him governance. More than a rap man, we're reforming governments. Full on attack man, get with the plan. We're here to pull apart the politicians and the God plan. Yeah, we're saying, but we're saying nothing new. We're just saying you better do the shit you say you're gonna do. None of that fake shit, WWE, cause you know we keep it real like the UFC.
Okay, I feel like my childhood is triggered right now because I grew up on WCW and what at the time was WWF, now WWE, and my adopted dad was Eric Bischoff and ran the WCW wrestling promotion with that line. That line just killed me because it's so freaking true. It's so true. None of that fake shit. And I feel like that is the environment that we've cultivated. It's just this absolute fake Potemkin village of idiots that parade as good people, and they're not. These people that we trust, these systems that we trust are broken and they're dishonest, and while they might look pretty and say pretty things, hence the Potemkin village reference, they're not. And once that starts to fall from in front of our eyes, once that starts to set in, that we really know that, and we know that they're not saying what they're gonna do ever, and that's not a party thing. I love that this really isn't aimed at any party. It's not a party thing. Anyone that's extremist is doing it, and I feel like I'm at the point where I realize that if you can't see both sides of the extreme on a political spectrum, then you're in one of those extremes. If you are in the middle, you'll be able to see both extremes. But if you're in the extreme, then you're not going to be able to see the extreme of that party. But there is definitely extreme on both sides.
मजा आया
Never will I stop, never will I say die. I said never will I stop, never will I say. Never will I stop, never will I say die. I said never will I stop, never will I.
make sure and go link that stuff below so that you can check this out exclusively, because if that is one song, I can only imagine what the rest of the album is. I actually felt myself breathing heavier. I typically don't really get energized about songs that I haven't heard before, because a lot of the times my energy comes from the familiarity and I get really revved up, but just their music, let's just put the lyrics aside for a minute, even just the music absolutely amps me up. And I'm now sitting here going, oh, I need to fight, I need to do something positive, in a good way, fight, in a good way. And I just feel so motivated at this point. And I'm not gonna lie, when the message popped up saying this involves political commentary, you saw my face. I'm going, oh god, because I typically avoid political stuff like the absolute freaking plague. First and foremost, I think that the news is terrible for your mental health, and any mental health professional I've ever talked to stands behind that it's terrible for your mental health, because all you do is sit and worry about the negative, but it's also really, it's really framed in a negative way. It's sensationalized, and it's meant to divide us, and divided we fall. That, I think, was one of the big messages of this song, of this video, is divided we fall. You have to think for yourself. You can't just attach to a party line, or attach to a politician, or attach to someone and ride their coattails. You have to be able to think for yourself, because right now, the powers that be, the powers that are wanting us to fight like school children, have us right where they want us. And in doing that, it really makes it difficult for us to work together as a community, as a society, to move forward in anything. And when you attack another person, when you say, well, this guy is doing this and he's bad and he's terrible, and you're not taking the time to listen to where they're coming from and maybe have a mutual conversation and not just a debate, you're never going to get anywhere. And that is literally communication 101. When you go to therapy, or you even go couples therapy, and you talk about how to get your point across and how to get your needs met, you don't do so by attacking the other person. And that's all we've come to do. That's all we know now. It's insane. The stuff in the web as we struggle, that's insane. We're struggling for sanity. We are. It does affect our mental health. The atmosphere, the climate that we have right now of this country is affecting our mental health, and it's affecting us as neighbors. We no longer see each other as neighbors. We see it as us versus them, and we're trapped in this illusion for a better tomorrow. I love that. That was probably my favorite line, because we all want the same thing, right? Whether you're left or right, or Christian or atheist or Buddhist or whatever the case is, we all want to be able to live our lives happily and in peace. We all want to have a world of opportunity and peace as much as possible. And I think that is the biggest mistake we've made, is believing that these people and the promises they make that they've never kept are the way to that they're going to lead us there, that any political figure is going to lead us there. I like the no flag shirt, because I think that a lot of people will wear these symbols, a cross or a flag, and that's supposed to define them as XYZ, as a Christian, or as a person that supports their country, as a patriot, whatever the case may be. It's not their actions. In this case, they have action behind it. They're really trying to spread a positive message of unity. And I really feel a lot of the times the people that wear the crosses and the people that wear the flags are the least Christ-like and the least American loving people that there are out there. And that's sad, but there's just such vigor and fervor and vitality and, like I said, constructive advice in the song, in their music, and I love it. I am so in love with it. I'm, again, very grateful that I had this opportunity. And I guess the other real big takeaway I got from the song was together we're unbreakable. We are. If we would just stand together, we could solve the problems of both sides. Remember when 9/11 happened and we said we'd never forget? I mean, this just passed. The anniversary just passed a few months ago. And we keep saying every year, we'll never forget, never forget. But then we forget the most important thing about events like this. The thing that got us through is we stood together. We stood together as a country, as a community, and that's how we moved forward. It wasn't about left versus right or this religion versus that religion. We moved forward as a community, and that's what we have to do now. Guys, I don't want a political debate in the comments, but if you do want to share some positive insights, some things that you think we could do better, I am all for that. Good, bad, and crazy, make sure to share your mental health stories here in the comments, because that's how we shatter the stigma. Give this video a thumbs up, share it, get the word out there. I will link the actual video in the comments or in the description when it's available, as well as, like I said, link to their website where you can buy the album or download the album or get some of their merch. Show these guys some support because they are freaking incredible, and I am so excited to grab this album, and I have not bought an album since One More Light by Linkin Park, I think, was the last album I bought back in 2017, but I am going to grab this. I hope you guys do too. I love you so much. Mwah.